We're going to call this meeting of the Unionville Historic District and Properties Commission in order today on Thursday, December 7th, 2023. We will start by reviewing and approving the November 2nd, 2023 meeting minutes. Did you all have a chance to look them over? Yeah? Yeah?
You know.
He's
Yes.
reading quickly. Yeah?
I did.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to approve? Move. Thank you. A second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any changes or additions to the minutes? No? All in favor of approving the minutes, please indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Nays? Thank you. Okay. Minutes are approved. All right. Let us move on to our next order of business. We have some students observing this evening, so if you have any questions, please let us know. Raise your hands. All right. So our next order of business under other business is the 2024 walking tour, which we had decided at our last meeting might be Main Street. It better be?
Well,
Yes.
It's only been a month, Barbara.
No, she's already got it done, I can tell.
started taking notes. I still have them.
I have, I don't know when we did this. I don't know what this was for exactly. But, I have files and files of information. And this is a Main Street walking tour. I think this may have been the last draft before the,
Okay.
the self-guided printed walking tour, but I'm not sure. If I can, you can, welcome to use and just give that back to me when you're done. There's loads of great information in there.
Can I make a copy of this?
I can just make a copy of it.
Yeah,
When we're done.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
That would be great.
That won't take long.
Any other thoughts about, Main Street? And we're, as a subject for our summer program?
Well, I started doing research, and the interesting thing that I have come over is there were several homes that were actually built for rentals,
Mm-hmm.
which I did not think I would find when I did Main Street.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Yep.
Again, you have women doing a lot of things, buying property, building, so that's interesting. And a couple of interesting families that we could do, yeah, so. And of course, the church, which no longer there, the church that they talk about historically was
Right.
the original Catholic Church. And of course, that's a whole story in itself,
Right.
why that little area remains empty. So that would be an interesting little area too. I did speak to, or rather, I didn't speak, I sent Patty LeBoutier an email. They have already picked what they're doing for the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm.
But if we pick a date, then she would, go over it with them at their next meeting in January. They're going to be out of town. They're traveling, so
Okay.
she's not going to be around. And I haven't heard back from Steve. Steve?
Yes.
Hello? Hi. Did you get my
Hi.
text? Did you get my text?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted to reply, or it was an email, I think. Reply to say, yes, I would be willing to contribute to the architectural descriptions and research and being a tour guide for this event.
Do you want to pick a date? We don't have to pick it right now, but to just take a walk up Main Street?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, this has been on my mind for a number of years, and I never knew quite what to do with it, but the Hubert Hart House on Main Street, it's the one with the lions on either side of the front steps. So it's,
No.
make any sense to anybody else. It's 132 Main Street. It's a Queen Anne. It's a beautiful building.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the fellow who built it and lived in it, Hubert Hart, he was a really brilliant inventor. He had over 100 patented inventions. He served on many boards. He was involved in, his father ran C.S. Hart and Sons, so he worked for that company. He worked for P.F. Corbin and Company of New Britain. And he went on to found a couple of other businesses in Unionville. But he really was an inventor. He was I think a really interesting person. And I've never seen anything more about him as an individual. I don't believe he went to college. I think he went right to work as soon as he graduated from high school. It might be interesting to choose 2 or 3 individuals along Main Street and do profiles of them. I mean, here's a young man who obviously had an opportunity to work and use his brains within this really vital manufacturing area. So he would be he wasn't a manager, he was an inventor. He would be interesting, perhaps a woman who ran one of the boarding houses that were prevalent in Unionville.
Yeah.
And important. They were needed. We might come across a third person as well to highlight, in addition to doing work on the buildings, of course. What do you think about that?
No, that's an interesting idea, yeah. The Frisbee rental house.
Oh,
Property was bought and the building was built by Mrs. Minerva Frisbee.
I love it.
Yeah.
Frisbee was a big Unionville name.
And I don't know if they're all related. I don't think they are.
We could find out.
Well, they must be in some point, but.
Yeah. Oh, I see. 18789 Main Street. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's just something to think about as you
Yeah.
go through the material. It's, and I know that technically the Lawton Mill is not on Main Street. I don't think it technically is on Main Street, but it would be great to make that bookend of the tour. If the Lawton Mill were one end of the tour, and then what would be the other end? Would it be the bridge, or would you?
Or the Masonic Temple, Masonic Hall, that's,
Probably the church, 'cause we did the Masonic with Lovely Street, if I remember correctly, right?
but we didn't really, no, we didn't really. It's actually on Main Street,
Okay.
and,
The address is,
yeah, 20 Main
20.
Street, yeah, we want to do that.
Do you want to go all the way to Bridge? We've got the Bridge, because we've got pretty amazing photographs of that part of town.
I mean, the center of town,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, the more
yeah,
retail areas.
yeah.
It'd just be
and the
interesting.
way it's changed.
Yeah, yeah.
There's nothing that interesting there now.
I know, I know.
We have a parking lot, you know, and they do put up pretty flowers, and it's decorated now, but,
Well, maybe it's a time to talk about how sense of design in buildings changed. I mean, the area where the post office is, that square,
yeah,
that was a very distinctive, what was it, 1960s way of redoing town center.
Right. They wrote a song about it.
Yeah. But, you know, it wouldn't be bad because, you know, our history doesn't stop in 1897,
Right,
you know, it
right.
continues on. Most people wouldn't know, when was that built? Where did the funds come from? why is it built that way? And then the building right on the corner where Dollar General is now, we actually made sure that was designed in such a way that it was somewhat evocative.
Almost looks like, right, almost
Yeah.
looks like what was there, yeah.
So once
yeah.
again, another change in the way we look at building in town.
That might be good for 2025, because that'll be the 70th anniversary of the flood. That's why
Oh.
all that was redone, was because of the
That's
flood.
right.
And that was government funding that did that,
That's right,
so
yeah.
someone that's had to look into that.
Sounds like you were doing
Yeah.
that recently, right? That's
Yeah.
on your mind now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear
So
me?
this might-
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Steve, we can.
Oh, for some reason, sorry about that interruption. My laptop just quit on me, like a zap, and blacked out, and I can't turn it back on, so it's never happened. Anyway, I'm on a tablet now, and for some reason I can't get a video, but I can hear you.
Okay. Right.
Sorry about that.
Steve, what do you think about running the tour from the Lawton Mill to the bridge?
Lawton Mill. Lawton Mill. Remind me where that is. That's
So
not
that's
where the
a-
miniature golf course, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah,
right next to it.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, so to the Unionville Bridge. Wait, bridge to bridge?
From bridge to the bridge.
Right, from
To the
bridge
Iron Bridge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're the Iron
Yeah.
Bridge, yeah.
Right.
Oh, I see. So, oh, because that's considered South Main. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I guess. I mean, were you talking about going toward the Upson Nut, that industrial area? I chimed back in when I heard the name Dollar Tree.
Oh, so we were just talking about, if you start at the Lawton Mill and you work your way, is it down Main
Yeah.
Street, you've
Yeah.
got historic 19th, early 20th century buildings, but you come to the George's Restaurant parking area and you've got a great example of 1960s urban renewal architecture. You may not like it, but that's, there are a lot of towns throughout the
Right.
U.S. who have
Right.
these kind of capsule developments. And then you've got the building right at the Iron Bridge, which we worked hard to make sure had a kind of an echo of the historical building that used to be there, which is yet another way to develop a downtown area.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
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 It would be good learning for us, too.
Right.
Although
exactly.
parking,
Exactly.
we were talking about trying to talk to the church about parking, St. Mary's.
Mm-hmm.
So I forget what the sidewalks are like on Main Street. They're better than lovely, but they're not so lovely.
What? The
On
street?
Main Street, so you'd go from the
Sidewalks,
you'd go
they're
from the
not
church
perfect.
parking lot to Lawton Mill and then back on the other side, return on the other side.
Yeah, there's only one pathway on the Lawton Mill Bridge. There's only one sidewalk.
One
It's
side.
on the, forgotten on which
South
side.
South side.
The
Yeah.
south side.
Okay.
Or down Riverside, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
We'll
I was
figure
talking about
that
the
out.
sidewalks on Main Street. Are both sides viable? I forget.
They are,
Yeah.
yeah, they
The
are.
left is,
Sometimes
the
go
right
back
might
and
peter
forth.
out.
There is one crossing down by the church.
Right, which has a
There
sign,
is,
it's not
but
it's
I
a mid-block, but it's
wouldn't
got a
wanna
sign the
stand
church
there.
has.
Yeah.
You can run the flag. which
Yeah,
I
right.
do that all the
Matt can
time.
do it again.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, and the sidewalk, I've only walked a little of it, and actually it was at night, which was really scary. It's very dark. And, the sidewalk is a sidewalk, they're not great. We need a lot of work on our sidewalks in town,
Yeah,
that's for sure.
but
True.
they're walkable.
But they're walkable.
Yeah, they
Absolutely,
are.
yeah,
Yeah.
walkable.
And some of them are newer than others, so,
Yeah.
And most of what I've come across are all on the even side. There are a few on the other side, but I don't think we'd have to go cross back and forth.
No.
So have I missed,
Not good. Not
what's
good.
the total number of historic, houses, residents right now?
It came to about 25, and that
That are-
includes,
That are
but that
designated?
also includes St. Mary's, the church isn't there anymore, and the Masonic Hall.
Wow.
That's not bad.
There's one in there, I believe, 187 or 87, that is actually wrong. That, they have it on, in Unionville, but it's actually about Miss Porter, so. It should be on Main Street. I have to tell the library. Yeah, there's
34? Oh, I'm sorry. That was too many.
Yeah, 87,
Number 87, you're on?
yeah. Major Timothy Cole or Lowley House. Right, it's from, yeah, that's Main Street, Farmington. Should be, not.
So we could figure that out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll figure that out. Okay.
I'm trying to think how we could, I don't know. if we
Wait,
could
I'm
do
not sure if
any-
I heard you right. Did you actually say there's 25 registered houses?
No, I'm sorry, not registered, but 25 that are considered historic.
Oh, okay.
How many?
Wow, I think there's only 4.
But we have,
I think there's only
3,
4.
4, 5.
Yeah, there's
3 or
5.
5.
5?
1, 2.
I mean, I think one of the interesting things about, well, any street, but Main Street in particular, is the small, modest ones have stories that are, I think, as exciting as the big ones. So, but you don't have to stop at every single house and give every single detail. You can create a narrative where you're talking about 2 or 3 houses at the same time. Rental houses, for example, and where people are working, and how they're getting to the mills on time to work in the morning, and that kind of thing. So,
One of the biggest problems we had on the Lovely Street tour was sound. Because of the traffic. And on Main Street in Unionville, it's very noisy.
it is, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
You're
Yeah,
right.
the noise, yeah.
Yep.
I have a big voice, but.
So we're all gonna have to get headsets, Bob, with Bluetooth, and we'll plug in all of our tour attendees.
Well, I don't think that's such a crazy idea.
No, it's a really good
I've
idea.
actually used, simple ones on these tours, and it gives an added depth to the tour guide's voice.
I was joking.
Oh, okay.
That's
Oh,
mine.
I'm serious. I think it's worth looking into.
We can check with the rec department if they have like a megaphone or something.
I want a megaphone.
No,
I don't know if we're up for that.
We don't want to disturb the people in the houses, too.
No, they're still trying to get me to join a new Medicare plan.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's,
Last day.
yeah. They have a few more hours, the time they call.
You know what house intrigues me is the very last one on the right, where at the light at Huckleberry Hill, that little roadhouse. It almost looks like it almost looks like it might have been a stop on the canal, like some sort of.
I totally agree, Steve. Doesn't it look like it was a little inn of some kind? Yeah.
I really think it was on the canal edge. And I wonder if it was a business and or an inn or something.
Yeah, that needs,
It's a rental house.
It's intriguing. That one's really intriguing.
Yeah.
the way it's sited on the road is interesting.
Yeah.
Still rental.
Yeah, there's 2 apartments inside.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
for
it's on
sale
the
a few years ago, and I went in to look at it. I tried to get Ted to buy it, Because I was worried that someone would buy it and take it down because
Like-
of its location.
That could be one of the
Yeah.
older houses. I think it's quite
Could be.
old.
What does it say in terms of age?
1865?
Oh, really?
Okay, yeah.
Revival, huh?
Yeah, but there were several rental houses built around that time, which I,
Yeah.
interesting, yeah. There were also some people, like the Bidwell, who, it almost looks, when you see the property going back and forth, as if they bought property on speculation.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, I mean, yeah.
Why not? Yeah, why not? Well, this will be exciting. Good.
Okay.
Does anybody else want to join this group? I'd love to join to do some of the research, help you with the research. Let me know when you plan to meet.
Okay, all right.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Right, and are we thinking of, was it July or August that we did this? I cannot recall.
We did it in June.
Oh, we did it in
It was
June.
June through July.
It was
June through
probably some
July,
of the
right.
hottest weather we have ever seen.
Well, I don't think that's gonna be any different
A
this
little
year.
wet,
Yeah.
Is there any reason to change that?
People wanted it in a cooler season.
I would
You
say
don't wanna
try for
move it up too
April
much
or
because
May
you have a
or-
lot of work to do.
Oh, yeah, I'd go in fall session.
In the fall,
September,
Want
October.
to do September, October?
maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. Good deal. All right.
Maybe we'll be able to get more of a buy-in from the museum if it's further out,
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
You
I
hear
don't
that,
know
Steve?
I don't know when they actually set their dates.
Steve, did you catch that? We'd like to do this in September, October. It's a little
That-
cooler.
Sure, sure.
Yeah,
And
okay.
and I agree with Barbara. It might allow us to coordinate more with the museum. I'm sure
I'm
they'll
just
let us in
wondering-
their archives as well.
Yeah, well, I haven't finished just going through the architectural survey, so I haven't even looked at the archive yet, but,
Yeah.
if there was a way to present what Unionville looked like, posters or something that we could literally put up along the walk, but I don't know how that would work. That we would do that, you know, yeah.
We could do that on easels, couldn't we?
Mm-hmm, easy.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
I think that would be
Because it's
very
hard-
cool.
It's
Yeah.
hard to visualize. This was the Gleason House. This was a
Yeah.
tavern, probably one of the centers of the town,
Yeah,
you know, where people met. In British parlance, it was probably their local,
Mm-hmm.
kind of right there where the workers would be coming back from the factories, from the
Mhm.
mills and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, and, you know, and now it's the
That would
bank.
be very cool, actually. I think it'd be fun to do.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That could be an opportunity, or, well, we'd have to coordinate with the church, of course, with parking, but it might be a good idea to get up a couple tents, and you could do a location where people could view these poster boards and easels and information on tables and talk with some of us
Mm-hmm.
before and or at the end of the tour, if we can use their parking and have some space.
Okay. Are you and Barbara, willing to connect with the church?
Yeah. I know Steve McMahon, who does custodial maintenance there. He graduated with me, and we talked when I was putting up the Christmas ornaments on the museum a couple of weeks ago, and so he could be my in guy there and refer us to
As long as we plan the dates when they weren't having anything,
right.
you know.
Yeah,
So that'd be helpful for us to know what dates would work for them and what wouldn't work for them.
Right.
I mean, we could even, well, I wonder if, I don't know, their parking lot's huge, but they also have that empty lot across the street. So,
Yeah, once again, that's a conversation with the church. I don't know
yeah, yeah,
how they view
Alright.
the use of that or don't want it
Okay.
used or, yeah,
Alright.
that'd be great. Thank
all
you.
right. I'll be the
Yeah,
contact
yeah.
person for the church.
Good. Well, this is exciting. All right.
Do they still have those pictures that we hung in the Upson Ball facility? Remember we hung all pictures in the hallway?
I haven't been in that building in a long time, but, they may still be there. They group them all just inside the door in the back. I'll have to walk in and see. If they're not there, I could talk to Brian Lyman and see where they might be. Yeah, there were some great ones, weren't there? There was that wonderful one of the,
Unionville?
Yeah.
yeah,
And it had to do with the plant itself, of course.
yeah. Find out about
Yeah,
it.
it kind of amazes me when I talk to people who've lived in this town for a long time, who were brought up here, and they don't remember any of it.
That is interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, I think human beings have very short memories.
Yeah.
My philosophical summary for tonight. Interesting. All right, well, this is exciting.
Okay,
I'm
all
very
right.
excited about it. Yeah.
So
that
let's
too.
see if we can dig out some more really interesting people along with the.
Yeah, definitely. So Steve and Barbara, let us know when you're going to meet to start this, and some of us will join in with you.
Absolutely, yeah.
That'd be great. Good. Anything else we should talk about now?
I don't think so.
no,
Especially now that we've got a little bit longer, that we're
Yeah.
thinking more of the fall, so we have
Mhm.
more time to dig into things. Reload.
All right. Well, then, in that case, let's move on to do we have enough commission members?
More
All right.
members.
So we need to elect our officers this evening for 2024. Is anybody interested in taking on, taking on an officer's position?
So Lisa,
All
if I
right,
remember correctly, Lisa's the current chair, Barbara's the
Right.
vice chair, and Bob is the secretary.
correct.
And I'm willing to continue as, vice chair.
I'm willing to continue as chair.
Are you
All right.
looking
We
to?
got a whole team then.
No, I'm willing to continue. Are you willing to continue? Excellent. So the current, group of officers is willing to
Well-
continue. Is there anybody who'd like to stage a coup? No. All right. All right.
Steve, could I ask that you make the motion, just because they're all,
Yes, yes. I'm sorry, Bob is secretary?
Secretary.
Okay. I make the motion to approve.
All right. Do you need a second?
yes, but
Okay.
it doesn't matter, it's whoever made the motion, but I just
Okay.
need Steve to make the
All right.
motion.
I'll second. All right. All in favor of the slate of officers, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
We're done. All right. I didn't hear any nays or
Thank you.
anything else. All right.
Aye.
Thank you, everybody. Good.
Means we're still doing good.
All right.
To adjourn?
What's that?
Need a motion to adjourn.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I'll make the
Do we have
motion
any
to
questions
adjourn,
other than
or
our
does
friends
Lisa do it?
before we go?
Do we have
I
anything
think
to tell us?
Steve made a
Garrett?
motion to adjourn.
Oh, wait a minute. I just wanted to ask Garrett if there's anything that he would like to tell us.
No. Big or anything. I know the building permits have come in for some of the 19 Perry Street buildings. We talked about that last meeting.
Yeah.
So, our office still has to review the site plans for that.
Okay.
I think the building plans are almost done being reviewed by, our person hired to review those plans. That's it for Unionville area
Yeah,
that I can think of.
quiet for
Yeah,
a few
well,
weeks. Yeah.
Do we have any questions from our audience here?
Yeah. Any questions from our observers?
Meetings aren't usually this short.
No? Did you look up what this commission's all about? No?
The town planner, of course.
So
the
Oh,
only,
yes,
the only
that's
difference
right.
would be, so if a
Right.
home is in the historic district, it needs approval from the historic district commission in order to make changes to the outside that are visible from the street. So if we had an application this evening, there'd be a public hearing, there'd be public comment, then there'd be a discussion with the commission, and then they'd vote to approve or deny the change. Again, it's only what you can see from the street on the outside. If you wanna remodel your kitchen, that doesn't matter as long as you're not changing any windows, so that's just the only thing that would be
Yeah.
different.
So in addition to that, the commission also does educational programs when we can to inform people of the value of historic architecture in town. And we've done that for a number of years now, so,
We have, 38, am I right? 38 facilities or pieces of property
I
yeah,
think so.
yeah.
Sounds right.
that are in town, in Unionville, that are covered by the Unionville Historic District.
And we accept others, sort of,
Anytime.
anytime, right. Do any of you live in Unionville? You do? Yeah. Do you live in an older house?
No, I
2007, yeah. Few years, we'll wait a few years.
you guys like approve. Like you guys said.
We'll have people come to us if they have a house that's within the historic district. They have to first fill out paperwork indicating the changes they want to make, and then they have to make a formal presentation to the commission with the design. They have to bring in samples of the materials. And so we review all that with the presenter, and then we vote on it.
Our farthest house away is Plainville Avenue, and Route 6, right?
That's right, yeah, it's an 18th century building. Yep,
And most of them are right here in the center of Unionville.
right.
One down there by Five Guys.
Right.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
By the brook.
Most of them are within the
Yeah.
sort of central Unionville region.
Right, because we did establish the district boundaries.
Right, right. Yeah. Any other questions or comments? What do you have to do for class relative to this? Do you have to write some?
Have like, what you guys discussed during the
Mm-hmm,
meeting.
mm-hmm.
And then, in the back, I just kind of do a reflection. It's like, what is your biggest takeaway from this meeting?
That's great. Well, thanks for coming to this commission meeting. Yeah. All right, we have a motion to adjourn the meeting on the table. Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Okay, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
I
All right, everybody.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Good night, happy holidays, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you.
See you in
Thank you.
2024. Oh, wait, before we have to put this in the minutes, we have to thank Ed Giannaros for his years of service as the liaison here to the Historical District Commission.
all right. Thank you, Ed.
Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah.
Thank you. I've enjoyed working with you guys and learning so much about the historic district, just being a liaison here to the Unionville Historic District. So thank you.